The Ministry of Education's back-to-school protocol strongly dictates the proper wearing of masks, regular sanitization and social distancing wherever necessary, with updated guidance on quarantine and isolation. These mandates are now being made more relevant as reports of several positive cases among students at one institution are being brought to the fore. The situation was brought to the attention of education officials during GBN's To The Point program on Wednesday.
And I'm asking this given the fact that there is a situation that's developing, and I pray God that you are aware of it, and then within a school, within the confines of St. George, where up till yesterday, a child which came to school, reported positive with the virus, and my understanding from all my sources is that 2 other children that were tested positive at the school.
Chief Education Officer Angela Finley impresses that as part of the protocols, together with quarantine and isolation, parents are asked to keep children who are feeling unwell at home.
Right. So in terms of that, the magnitude of what you are describing, that has not come to us as yet. But again, I want to go back to the point that I was making, that if the fight against COVID is to be won, it has to be that collaborative effort among all stakeholders. So again, we are appealing to parents that if children are unwell, or if there are persons in the home that are unwell, the guidelines from the Ministry of Health says that no one then should leave home where there are sick persons to go anywhere else.
Finley says isolation for students who are in direct contact with another student displaying symptoms and not wearing a mask is the requisite guideline. Education Minister Emily Pay adds that there are protocols to be followed in such a situation.
The principal has protocols to follow, right? So on entry, every child should be sanitized. On entry, every child should be wearing a mask, right? And the principals are aware of what do they do if a child is not wearing a mask. You should not even be accepting that child, or you should be finding a way of providing or supporting or getting help from the ministry in that regard.
Minister Pierre notes that once the school is aware of the student being positive or displaying any symptoms, there are communication lines to follow.
Immediately contact the parent of that child. Immediately isolate. Immediately ensure that that child is removed from the compound. And there's some line of communication now, communication with the Ministry of Education. So it appears that that school has not communicated based on what the CEO said. Communication there is important. Engaging of Ministry of Health is now important.
The Education Minister points to other situations in which positive cases were reported in schools and students, teachers, parents and others were called in for testing. I am Gerard Joseph for GBN News.